Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back to do another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going over your Season 47 Day 1 path. It's an interesting season, as you guys have already seen at this point. So let me know down below in the comments before we start the video what you're leaning towards. What do you think is going to be good? What do you think is not going to be good? Very interested to hear that. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are going to be going live, not right here, but over on the live stream channel, Chicken Gaming, at, I believe it's 4 a.m. Eastern Time this season. Typically, I've started the live streams a little bit later in the past, but around 4, 5, something like that. You guys can expect the Chicken to be going live and following my way through the tech tree before work. So that's always a fun stream. And make sure, so subscribe here for the daily vids, Chicken Gaming for the live stream stuff. But actually, no, the live stream at the start of the season, it's always on this channel. So, sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused, getting a little bit ahead of myself. But, and of course, appreciate those of you throwing in that code Chicken in the shop, grabbing instant training for the season. Not that we might need it. We might not need instant training this season. So, let's talk about that. Let's go over this. So, we got the tech tree pulled up here. Now, as we start off this season, we have rifles and Zookas right out of the gates. But we also have rocket choppers. And I mean, if you finished above like stone 10, you're going to be able to get rocket choppers in day 1. So I feel like there's not really a point of upgrading Zookas. I mean, they're not that expensive. We'll show you here. But, you know, those tokens are probably better spent elsewhere. Yes, the rocket choppers do drop Zookas when they die, but how often are those really helping you out? Not that often. So I mean, we have the choice of using rifles and Zookas, but, you know, there's mines, even though we have troop health. Yeah, they're going to be good, for sure. The thing is that I think rifles are going to be a good pickup. I think rifles are going to be a good pickup, and I think they're going to be a good upgrade because we have Kavan early on as well, right? So that at least gives us something to use Kavan with if we don't want to, say, for example, waste a boat of rocket choppers to bring about a rifleman. We can just simply have Kavan spam a couple second wins, bingo, bango, bongo, there's your rifleman. And we have so much GBE this season, especially early on, that might be a better way to do it, because rifles mixed in with rocket choppers are going to be pretty deadly, especially when you start adding shock bombs in. So I think doing the opposite of what I just did here, upgrading the rifleman, don't upgrade the Zookas. We probably want flares at least tick 3 to start off. You know, the bases aren't huge at 2 and 3 ER, so I think it makes sense to, you know, to just do the minimum for right now, because we're going to need our tokens for things like troop health. We do want to upgrade these defenses. We do want to get cannons maxed. We do want to get sniper towers maxed. Obviously, max your landing crafts if you've never played warships before. The gunboat will probably max that out too, because we do want to use GBE. And we want to get the troop health. And I don't know if we want to unlock this gunboat energy just yet. I think what we want to do is go straight to rocket choppers, 3 engines, Kavan. I would say get up to DBD, shocks, GB, boom cannons, and then kind of reassess from there. You know, what's going to be good, what's going to be bad. Because at least at that point, you're going to be in a pretty good position offensive-wise to make up for not having a ton of defense. It's not really going to matter at that point. Like flamethrowers, it's like, so what? We're flying over them. Multi-node, it's terrible anyways. Grenadiers, it's not a fizzle meta, so Grens aren't going to be useful, so I think everyone is essentially going to go up through the middle and then straight through the bottom into boom cannons. Now, if we look a little bit further ahead, what do we have here? We have machine guns. We also have smokes. Smokes could be good. Smokes could be good. Smokes are decent with rocket choppers just to get them over areas without having to use shocks. Right now, we have a lot of gunboat energy, so we can do that, but smokes are just a nice, cheap, ineffective way of having that as well. But if we're getting smokes, we're delaying ourselves to 4 ER. Brick isn't, I guess, the greatest with rocket choppers. We don't really have a rocket chopper. Like, Bullet and Everspark are really the heroes for rocket choppers. Brick and Kavan, sure, they can help, but they're not really, you know, they're not going to make a huge impact, so I don't think she's worth the 42 keys right there. The troop health, that's, again, it's going to be worth it, but I mean, what are the rocket choppers dying to? I mean, if they're really dying to machine guns, then maybe, but that's the only splash damage that they're taking. Otherwise, they're only taking damage from sniper towers, cannons, and boom cannons. And, you know, if we're able to bypass those things with with using riflemen, then I don't know. Because if you go defensive and if you get all the splash damage stuff and you kill you mow the rifleman down instantly, and then you kill a couple rocket choppers on the way, I feel like you're still going to lose on time, because you invested in defense, whereas the other guy invested in offense, right? And he's probably going to be ahead. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So as we move forward into 4ER, we got the troop health. Like I just said, I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference, huge impact or not. As we move forward from 5ERs, we've got boom mines, heavies, mechs, tanks. There's key vacuums everywhere you turn here. So I think what makes the most sense, boom mines are always a good pickup. Heavies are always a good pickup towards the end of the season. DBD, of course, we want that. We're going to have to pay some sort of tax here. We're either paying the warrior tax at 30 keys or the tank tax at 32 keys, and then having to come back anyways and get DBD. So I don't know if mechs are going to be worth picking up. Mechs are they're good when we need a tank unit. Excuse me calling mechs a tank when tanks are a tank, but yeah, I think you understand what I mean. So mechs are good when we need a tank. Tanks are not good when we need a tank. But I don't know if we're going to need them this season at all. So I think going the bottom path after 5 makes a lot of sense. 28 keys for DVD. Warriors over here. I don't know if we're going to need... Well, the thing is we are going to need shock mines, actually, because if we look a little bit further ahead, we got Seekers right around the corner. And probably by the time you go to 6, you're going to be getting seeked. So, there's some weak multi-nodes this season. Rocket launchers are going to be good, especially because we're not really using our tokens if we're skipping a lot of the defenses. Max out rocket launchers could hurt rocket choppers. I don't know if they're even still going to be enough to stop them at this point. We do have the DVD too, so I mean you got to take that into effect. But yeah, so as we move forward, we've got our first shock mine. We have critter launchers after 6ERs too. They're fairly inexpensive, so I mean, getting them is going to be a decent pickup, and it's going to help kill some Seekers, if nothing else. We've got the Doom Cannon here too, so that's really going to start to hurt the Rocket Chopper players. Right as we start to get some stuff that's going to hurt them, then we've got Bullet. So Bullet is the Rocket Chopper hero of choice, always. So that's going to get tough. That's going to get tricky. And we also have troop damage. And if that wasn't enough, we have artillery and Seekers coming into play. So it's a very offensive tech tree. It's very offensive season oriented, it looks like. Especially if you guys haven't seen already the stats. We got 150 troop health, 150 GBE, 100% troop DBD, 100% troop damage, and only 50% building health. That is at the absolute very end of the tech tree, way down here. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. But I want to hear feedback from you guys. What do you guys think? What are you leaning towards? Are you going to go straight for Seekers? Are you going straight for Rocket Choppers and unlocking all the offensive stuff? Do you think I'm totally off, point here and you want to go defensive? Yeah. Either way, interested to hear what you guys think. We got the typical 6 and 7 unlocking all the stat nodes and the heavy choppers, so that's going to be interesting. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video for today. Make sure to leave a like, find it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Check it out. Back.